Okay. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic / Known Classics. This is episode number 1866 and double number 1760. I have two DC traits and both are limited series, but only one of them is actually canon to the regular DC universe. Yep. First up it is Aquaman, The Becoming. And this is not focused on Arthur Curry. He's in the series, but he's not the focus. This is focused on Jackson Hyde, Aqualad, who becomes Aquaman by the end of this series. Now, the whole point of this mini-series is to set up the current Aquaman ongoing series publishing right now. Now, this actually was one of 3 mini-series released last year for Aquaman. The other 2 being Black Manta, which also set up the current ongoing series, and the Aquaman Green Arrow Deep Dives, which was the first thing solo-wise Green Arrow had published for Green Arrow in 2 years. Okay, eventually. Aquaman Becoming. This is a 6-issue miniseries that kind of explores a little more into Jackson Hyde's backstory. Well, we actually know a lot more about his mother here. The fact she's actually from Zabel. Yes, she's from the Zabel colony, which is from the same place that Mira is from. Yes. Now, in case you're curious, though, does Jackson's boyfriend pop up in this miniseries? Yes, he does. He pops up for a couple issues. So, now, my opinion about this particular character being gay, I don't have a problem with that at all. No, I don't. Because it was implied to be that in pre-Flashpoint, so I have no problem with him being gay. No. I have a problem with Tim Drake being bisexual, but this character, nope, don't have a problem being gay. Because in the comics, he's never shown interest in women. Yes, in TV show he did date. Apparently, he did briefly date Tallulah in the Young Justice cartoon. Tallulah, who was the one who briefly joined the Teen Titans and basically became the first girlfriend of the original Aqualad, Garth. Who, in case you're curious, so he does not play this miniseries at all. Now, basically, Jackson himself is framed for a crime he didn't commit, and it turns the person framed was actually from his mother's hometown. Yes, and they also explained a massacre they claimed was a terrorist attack was an actual massacre. Because the stupid, idiotic military government decided to kill peace protesters over protesting impressment of children. Because their whole thing was, we had to fight Atlantis, fight Atlantis, fight Atlantis. Like, they just really want to go to war with Atlantis so badly that they were impressing children to service. Yes, they were seriously doing that. And these people were rightfully protested because that is stupid. And they killed them for it. And so they launched a little coup. Jackson was nothing at all. Though his mother was briefly injured. His mother was briefly injured. And of course, he's asked by the original Aquaman to become Aquaman. And he says, "You're Aquaman, I'm Aquaman. Deal with, are you good with that?" Yeah, and then the end of the miniseries is quite interesting. Where you have Aquaman in a bar, and then he's confronted by Black Manta of all people. This is probably the second events of his miniseries. And it says, to be continued in the Aquaman ongoing series. This one right here, which is currently ongoing right now. This also includes the Future State Aquaman miniseries, which makes sense. I think Brandon Thomas actually wrote that. Yep. Yeah, I believe he wrote it. Here's your artists this one. You have Dana Sempar, Scott Kubler, Serg Arnita, Scala Pergida, Paul Politer, and Diego Uriti. Let's see. The cover art is done by David Takaski. Yeah. This actually is a really good miniseries. I do recommend people fans of Aquaman. I get this book a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, and it's one of the DC Infinite Frontier books. This is one of the many, many, many series they produced in this new initiative that started just last year. Here is kind of another one. We have a Justice League miniseries called Justice League The Last Ride. Yep. Excuse me. Now, this book is a 7-issue miniseries compared to Aquaman The Becoming, which is 6 issues. And this is set in an alternate timeline. Well, one way to know that is the fact that, Flash is not wearing his real costume, and you have both Jon Stewart. It's like this is like a last ride for the pre-Flashpoint Justice League, kinda, but it's not really clear. Though it does have Batman in his regular costume along with everybody else, except for Wonder Woman. Yeah, one and also Justice League Watchtower is actually on the moon. Yes, so you could say this is presumably set right after the JLA series with the probably during that possibly, but we have Wonder Woman wearing her a rebirth outfit, which she's still wearing right now. She's wearing it out for 6 years. Now the thing about being a murderer and not much else here per se. I'm not gonna review who the murderer is because it just doesn't really go much over this miniseries because there's only just 7 issues. If you're curious, who writes this miniseries? It's Chip Zdarsky, which I believe was his first book he ever did for DC. Yes, because he's currently going to be doing it because I believe he just recently just started Batman. Yes, just started Batman just recently, which okay, interesting. Though I don't have a really big issue with that. Oh yeah, he also did actually was one of this was one of two miniseries he did. He did Batman the Night. He also did some stories of Batman Urban Legends. The artwork for this miniseries is done by Miguel Magana. The cover art here is done by Derek Robertson, Diego Rodriguez. It's a pretty good standalone miniseries. It doesn't really affect me book at all. I give this book I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Not much here, but it's not bad of a miniseries for only something that came out just last year. Yeah. And this was published at the same time as main Justice League book. I believe this was published at the same time that the Bendis one was going on, which that just recently wrapped up. And right now, I believe I think it was Josh Williamson is doing the story now, where it basically killed the Justice League at the start of the story arc. Yep. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for Stickler Review. Stay tuned. Next is going to be my Super Snake. I'm going to do a couple episodes of of Shurkenger. And then after that, I'm going to basically watch my 3-minute anime, which is going to be Free Revolution, Case Closed, and Baruto. Okay? Next video. Bye.